welcome to MARC's 17th Annual Regional Assembly and Leadership Awards. As many of you know, MARC serves as the Regional Council of Governments and Metropolitan Planning Organization for 9 counties and 119 cities in the bi-state Kansas City metropolitan area. For more than 40 years, MARC has been the forum where we all come together to address issues that cross the boundaries of our individual communities, and together we work to find innovative solutions. MARC promotes regional cooperation on a broad range of issues, and the scope of that work grows every year. But we couldn't do it without all of you. Your participation is what makes MARC a success, and it makes our region a better place to call home. The spirit of collaboration in the Kansas City region is truly unique, and you all are the ones that make it happen. Please join me in applauding your valuable contributions to the great work that takes place every day across our region. And I will tell you, I can't imagine a better group of people to break bread with today, with this room of movers and shakers that make things happen every day. Speaking of movers and shakers, today you'll hear from MARC's Executive Director, David Warm, who will tell you more about our current work and the accomplishments of the past year. And you'll hear more about what it takes to create strong communities from our keynote speaker, Peter Block. We will also honor some of our strongest leaders with the presentation of MARC's 2013 Regional Leadership Awards. But first, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the organizations that have sponsored tables for this event. The names of these local governments, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and agencies are displayed on the large screens on either end of the room. Please join me in thanking them in making today's assembly a success. I'd also like to recognize my colleagues who serve on the board of directors. Our board members give countless hours of their time to represent our shared regional interests at local, state, and national levels, and are truly dedicated to their individual communities as well as to the region. And I'd like to invite all board members to stand and receive our sincere thanks for your service to our community. And now I would like to introduce another, as I said, a mover and a shaker, someone who really, he and his staff make things happen at MARC. We are so pleased as a board of directors to have someone who believes in excellence, understands the big picture of our region, and empowers the staff to do such wonderful projects to carry the vision of the board. With that, here's MARC's Executive Director, David Warm.
Thank you, Marge. Good afternoon and welcome to all of you. It is just really great to have you here today, and thank you for the work you do for our Kansas City region. Today we pose the question, who will care for the commons? I think you know this is a classic fundamental question that we face in public life and public policy. How do we maintain the integrity of an important shared resource that doesn't belong to anyone? Our featured speaker today, Peter Block, is going to share some keen insights on how we might address this recurring question, but I want to begin by suggesting some ideas that relate to the role and work of the Mid-America Regional Council. First, this question has never been more important. Our region is an essential shared resource that belongs to all of us, and our collective health and prosperity defines the possibilities for each of us as individual citizens, as neighborhoods, as cities. It's imperative that we function well together as a region and that we address in meaningful ways the opportunities and challenges common to our communities and citizens. Second, caring for the commons is not the work of an agency. It is the work of people who do not always share the same perspectives or priorities, but who nonetheless share a common commitment to work together to create possibilities. Indeed, the work you do through MARC is just that. It is the work you do. You and hundreds of others like you bring the ambition, skills, and spirit of cooperation that fuels everything we address at MARC and propels our progress as a region. And third, how we collectively approach our task of caring for the commons determines our success. Finding places where our diverse interests and our common interests intersect requires constructive, credible processes that build relationships and trust and form the foundation of every regional success story. MARC's role is to serve as the platform for open, inclusive systems that enable you, as regional citizens and leaders, to engage with confidence and effectiveness around an agenda that you define. And indeed, you have engaged. Let me share some of the highlights of your work through MARC. Work that supports our mission to advance regional progress through leadership, planning, and action. Work that embodies core principles of integrity and inclusion and leads to innovation and excellence, and work that reflects your shared commitment to caring for our economic, social, and environmental commons. This region shares a commitment to healthy people and families. As an area agency on aging, MARC sponsors comprehensive support services to the elderly, especially those who are frail or low income. The Commission on Aging is building on its foundation of basic services, nutrition, transportation, and in-home health care services, adding more community-oriented services such as ombudsman and long-term care facilities, mental health and self-advocacy programs, and resources for family caregivers and for older adults who are raising their grandchildren. Area philanthropies are helping us to advance KC Communities for All Ages, a broad partnership to expand support systems for the region's rapidly growing number of older adults. This work is focused on helping the region's first suburbs prepare for a changing population, promoting civic engagement, developing an older adult mobility action plan, and educating the public around caregiving. Area philanthropies and businesses also support a robust agenda to expand access to high-quality early learning services, systems for quality improvement, data collection, and school readiness, a new partnership with the University of Virginia to pilot better teaching methods in 150 early learning programs, as well as Mid-America Head Start to improve school readiness and provide comprehensive support to some 3,000 children and their families, adding innovative strategies recently like the Strong Fathers, Strong Families program to more fully involve fathers in child development. These efforts are part of our region's incredible support system for children, which also includes the work of Martha Gershon and Lois Rice, who lead the CASA agencies that we honor today. Philanthropy has been especially important to regional efforts to help people in places in need, including programs at MARC to improve healthcare access through the integration of safety net services and behavioral health care, and supporting the use of information technology to improve patient outcomes. A regional strategy to equip professionals in multiple settings with techniques to identify and better serve children and adults who have experienced trauma, and implementing key recommendations from a groundbreaking study of children's behavioral health. And through a 5-year CDC grant, 3 public health agencies serving Jackson County are working through MARC to promote healthy living, including a cornerstone campaign to bring fresh fruits and vegetables into food deserts, and efforts to reduce harmful exposure to secondhand smoke. With a host of partners, the Homelessness Task Force of Greater Kansas City is now working through MARC to increase the supply of affordable housing and create a more cohesive system to meet the diverse needs of the homeless. A civic leadership team has been formed and measurement systems have been strengthened. Work groups are developing a common intake system in cooperation with United Way's 211 hotline, and the new kcmetrohousing.org website helps people find affordable housing options. This region is committed to a competitive economy. Responding to the need for job growth, a regional partnership secured grants to strengthen our workforce development system through sophisticated employment data networks, sector-based partnerships in IT, advanced manufacturing and supply chain logistics, and resources for small businesses and growing industries. KC Digital Drive is implementing a playbook of ideas prompted by Google's installation of high-speed fiber across the region, promoting innovation in public service delivery, digital access, and economic development. Mike Burke and Dr. Ray Daniels, who have spearheaded this strategy, are among the regional leaders we honor today. And an effort now underway to strengthen the region's collective capacity to conduct high-quality policy research and analysis, beginning with the strategic assessment of our competitive capacity, will inform strategies to promote a prosperous economy. Together, we are committed to efficient transportation, guided by Transportation Outlook 2040, the regional plan used to guide investments, including the recent allocation of $89 million in federal funds to maintain and enhance the region's streets, highways, transit lanes, bikeways, and pedestrian facilities, along with 18 local planning projects to further the development of regional activity centers and corridors. We are focused not only on plans, but also on results, as documented in the second annual performance measurement report to be published this month. Traffic fatalities continue to decline, and we have fewer deficient bridges. Traffic congestion is rising, but remains lower than our peer metros. This kind of data informs local and regional initiatives, including training and technical resources to help cities and counties adopt and implement complete street policies to serve all modes of travel, freight and logistics strategies to help us move goods as well as people, the Destination Safe Coalition, the regional rideshare program, and a new partnership with KU Medical Center that launched a one-call, one-click transportation resource for veterans, their families, and caregivers. The region continues to upgrade the Operation Green Light traffic signal coordination system, which synchronizes lights at 700 intersections across dozens of corridors. A recent study of just 3 of these corridors documents savings of nearly $2 million each year in time and fuel, as well as reduced vehicle emissions. Backed by a strong network of local leaders, this region is finally moving to create the transit system we both need and deserve. The Smart Moves transit vision has guided important enhancements such as bus rapid transit corridors and Johnson County's I-35 bus on shoulder program. A regional partnership attracted $50 million in federal Tiger funds for significant improvements along major urban corridors on both sides of the state line, including the newly completed Mission Transit Center. MARC is supporting the work of Jackson County, Kansas City, and North Kansas City to plan for new streetcar, bus rapid transit, and commuter rail services. And KCATA is partnering with MARC to form a new leadership group to coordinate and engage the community to continue this momentum. Our commitment to efficient travel includes the 6th annual Green Commute Challenge and a new user-friendly map and MARC's first ever web app for smartphones, which are helping cyclists navigate nearly 1,300 miles of trails and bikeways. This work reflects just how far we have advanced alternative travel opportunities in recent years as a direct result of people like Eric Rogers, who we honor today for his leadership in biking and walking programs. Our region also shares a commitment to safety and preparedness. New state-of-the-art equipment is being installed in the region's 44 public safety answering points, which now handle over 2 million 911 calls, 70% from wireless devices. Efforts this year to pass legislation in Missouri for wireless users to help pay for 911 were almost successful and hopefully set the stage for passage next year. With the installation of a regional microwave system, a regional multi-band network known as Rambus, and the Metropolitan Area Regional Radio System, we have achieved high-quality interoperable communications and cost savings for local agencies. Mid-America Regional Council Emergency Rescue, known as MARCR, promotes excellent pre-hospital care through money-saving cooperative purchasing, training in regional exercises, systems to divert ambulances to available emergency rooms, implementation of cardiac and stroke treatment guidelines, and paramedic recruitment and scholarships. The Metropolitan Emergency Managers Committee educates residents about emergency preparedness through special events, publications, and an award-winning web-based video series that garnered national attention. And the Mid-America Local Emergency Planning Committee, now serving both sides of the state line, has worked to improve the region's response plans and capabilities and to raise community awareness on the potential threats of hazardous materials and to provide guidance to facilities like nursing homes and early learning centers. Through the strategic deployment of Homeland Security resources, our region has built a true metropolitan response system, one of the major regional success stories of the last decade. Impressive not only because we have cooperatively invested over $70 million, but because of the extraordinary cooperation among police, fire, EMS, emergency management, public health, hospitals, and others who play critical roles in emergencies. Our regional Homeland Security committees are adapting to a new funding environment, but remain committed to essential core capabilities that last year yielded a comprehensive threat and risk assessment to inform our continued diligence. Our strong regional response capabilities can be credited directly to dedicated professionals like Todd Ackerson, one of the regional leaders we honor today. Our region has a strong commitment to a quality environment. The Air Quality Forum brokers strategies to help meet federal air quality standards, guided by its nationally recognized Clean Air Action Plan. Community initiatives include a new car sharing program at UMKC, local government policies to protect urban forests, and native landscaping programs. MARC continues to play a critical role in water quality and stormwater management strategies that include a comprehensive public education program and natural resources inventory, local stream setback policies that have guided the protection of 90,000 acres, a new forestry assessment that shows the extraordinary economic value of the region's 250 million trees, and regional partnerships to identify solutions in the Brush Creek watershed and for the costly degradation of the Missouri riverbed. All of these efforts augment Metro Green, a 300-mile system of trails that we enjoy today and continue to expand. In 2013, the Solid Waste Management District awarded $370,000 in grants for recycling and waste reduction programs. Each year, more than 30,000 people use recyclespot.org, and the Regional Household Hazardous Waste Program has safely disposed over 6 million pounds of waste. Local communities have embraced the recycling challenge, putting the region well on its way to meeting its goal of reducing landfill waste 80% by 2023. Our region's more recent focus on energy efficiency is yielding results, including a team of 11 cities developing more energy-efficient residential building codes and a consortium of 25 smaller cities that have installed more than 5,000 energy-efficient streetlights. Solar Ready KC is helping communities to remove barriers to solar power. Work is well underway to create a regional program to help finance energy improvements in public and private buildings. And MARC is partnering with Kansas City, Missouri's Energy Works KC program on pilot projects to create a career path to job opportunities and promote energy retrofit investments. Our region is committed to creating vibrant places. The Creating Sustainable Places initiative, supported with a unique HUD planning grant, is focused on demonstrating how compact, mixed-use developments along 6 transportation corridors can create places with enduring qualities that adjust to shifts in market demand. The First Suburbs Coalition just marked 10 years of cooperatively promoting the stability and character of the region's oldest suburbs, sparking reinvestment, addressing mortgage foreclosures, and extending a highly successful remodeling loan program. The Green Impact Zone, initiated by Congressman Cleaver and actively supported by Kansas City, Missouri, is transforming an urban neighborhood through major sidewalk and street investments, housing improvements, and employability skills training for residents, all of which have attracted promising investments, including a small business incubator, the redevelopment of an abandoned school into affordable housing units, and the Meet Me at the Bridge Festival on Troost, aimed at erasing an historic racial divide. A key role of MARC is to support our region's ongoing commitment to effective government through cooperative purchasing for local governments, the Government Training Institute, an academy for sustainable communities, bringing practical solutions and cutting-edge ideas to public officials, as well as the Small Cities program, providing essential support to smaller communities, and also the production of high-quality data and research, forecast and analysis of economic and demographic trends, and increasingly sophisticated mapping, visioning, and decision-making tools. And finally, we are committed to engaged citizens. Since our region began working together through MARC over 40 years ago, we have collectively emphasized and innovated ways to effectively involve citizens in our work. MARC uses dynamic techniques to engage tens of thousands of citizens in regional decisions and services, ranging from a web-based mind mixer platform to tools that support self-directed conversations, to Imagine KC, a partnership with KCPT Public Television that brings positive ideas for shaping our future to a wide audience. And we will hear shortly from Peter Block. Effective citizen engagement is central to any authentic strategy to address our common concerns and aspirations. So I've said a lot, but that is because you've done a lot. These are your achievements, your capacity to lead, to plan, to act on your commitment to care for our regional commons. Congratulations to all of you on your success in working through MARC to make Greater Kansas City even greater. Thanks for being here.
Thank you again, David. Again, I'd like to recognize David Warm and our MARC staff for all the things they do to help our goals, our dreams come to fruition. And you just saw what you all have done. Each year, MARC recognizes individuals and organizations from across the region who have demonstrated exceptional leadership in serving the greater Kansas City community. Nominations are submitted to the MARC board by members of the community, local governments, businesses, civic organizations, and some of our MARC committees. The Regional Leadership Awards recognize achievements in 4 areas: advocating for regional initiatives, advancing our regional vision of a community of excellence, finding innovative ways to address regional challenges, and improving our overall quality of life. Let me call your attention to the award itself. I feel like Vanna here, you know. It is a hand-carved cube made from pieces of different types of wood to symbolize MARC's role in uniting all parts of the metropolitan area to work together for the greater good. All of today's honorees truly exhibit the spirit of this award. They have made extraordinary contributions to our region and have worked hard to help bring us all together. Their contributions will endure for many years to come. So let's go ahead and begin with our awards presentation. Please turn your attention to the screens on either side of the room.
Good afternoon. My name's Jan Markison. I'm a city councilwoman from Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm also the first vice chair of the MARC Board of Directors. So it's my honor to present this award. So please join me in congratulating Todd Ackerson for his leadership in preparing, equipping, and training the special rescue teams that stand ready to respond to emergencies in the Kansas City region and beyond. Thanks to leaders like Todd, we can all feel safer knowing that in an emergency situation, whether it's a flood, a structural collapse, or a hazmat spill, some of the most highly trained professionals in the country are right here in our region, ready to come to the rescue. Todd, thank you for your work to help make our region be very well prepared.
Thank you. I'm starting my 29th year with the Kansas City Fire Department, and we accomplished nothing without teamwork. And I'd like to talk about the teams I've had the pleasure of being associated with over the last 10 years in the region. The Mother Committee, the RHSCC, the architects of the UASC region, what a fantastic job they've done in creating this system. Heart of America Chiefs, they've kind of gotten the tech rescue up and running, and would like to thank Chief Dyer and Chief Carrizo for your leadership and your guidance in developing this capability. The other committee I'd like to talk about, the Technical Rescue Committee, made up of members from each of our departments that participate in tech rescue. Big Dan Kroll and Tim Richards from Olathe, Craig Duke and Kim Blake from Kansas City, Kansas, Kirk Lair and Riley Burris from CJC. Our job is to make sure the capabilities are the same across the teams and make sure we train together. I didn't think I'd be scared. The other, where my passion lies are with the members of the Tech Rescue Committee. Tech Rescue teams. Their hard work, their dedication, their commitment, their innovation is really, has been a highlight of my career to watch that develop over the last 10 years. I can say if, and this is a big if, there are teams that have firefighters that are also tech rescue members, I would advise them to look in the rearview mirror because they're going to see the Kansas City boys, and we're gaining on you. Unbelievable what they do. And the last team I'd like to talk about is my family. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This is kind of a public service announcement. Last Memorial Day, my wife Terry, who is a nurse and she works in stroke care, suffered a stroke. The public service announcement part of this is early detection, get to the hospital quickly. Hopefully you can receive that miracle drug TPA, which she did, and glad you're here. I'd also like to thank Jan for the introduction and the MARC Board of Directors for the award. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm David Bauer, Mayor of the City of Raytown, Missouri, and proud to be the treasurer of the MARC Board of Directors. I'm honored today to present this award to two very deserving gentlemen, Mike Burke and Ray Daniels. These two fine men have worked tirelessly to help our region become a leader in the digital innovation world. They're also leading the way in bringing the digital divide, making sure that disadvantaged residents are not left behind. The playbook, if you will, that Mike and Ray helped develop has been shared across the country, across the world, gaining global recognition for the Kansas City region. But as these two have said on countless times, and if you know them, you know this is true, it's not just about the technology, it's about what we do with it. With their help, we have a game plan for maximizing the impact of high-speed fiber on every aspect of our community life. Ray, Mike, on behalf of Mid-America Regional Council Board of Directors, thank you for your leadership, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor.
What a pleasure to serve with Dr. Ray Daniels as my co-chair on the Mayor's Bi-State Innovation Team. We have many thanks, first of all, to the two mayors, Mayor Joe Reardon, Mayor Sly James, for understanding that the opportunity presented to our region was not divided by a state line and forming the Mayor's Bi-State Innovation Team. Thanks so much to the 12 people, 10 others besides us, half from Kansas, half from Missouri, who served on the Mayor's Bi-State Innovation Team. The subtext of our whole effort was that the region can, should, and absolutely must work together. I especially want to thank the MARC team, David Warm and everybody else at MARC that worked on this project. You were absolutely brilliant. I want to thank my team, my wife Melinda, my son John, my assistant Lee Colbert, who's here today. I wish I could convey how much the eyes of the world are truly on our region. Last week we had 15 foreign correspondents, newspaper correspondents brought by the State Department to Kansas City for the Fiber to the Home Conference. In 2 weeks we have a delegation from the European community coming to Kansas City to see what's happening. Ray and I have had the pleasure of speaking to civic leaders in Barcelona, Moscow, Toronto, and Singapore through the miracle of telepresence. And Rick Usher with the City of Kansas City and I got to make a presentation a week or so ago to a conference in Siberia. And how shocked we were to see our playbook, which was drafted here at MARC, translated into Russian and put up into slides. So it's up to us to take advantage of what has been given to us, and I think we're off to a good start, and thanks to all who have helped along the way, and especially those who I forgot to mention. Right?
I'd like to introduce my wife, Joan, who is here with me today. Really is an honor to receive this award, and it's a double honor to be getting it with Mike. Mike and I didn't know each other when this process started, and somehow the two mayors decided we were the right guys to do this, and we've gotten to know each other really well. We spent more time together over the past year. I think my wife started to think I was having an affair with somebody. She kept wondering who this Mike Burke guy was that I was hanging around with. I'd also thank the same groups that Mike thanked. There was so many people who worked on this besides Mike and me. We just had the pleasure of being the co-chairs of this organization, and we really did the easy work, frankly, now. I mean, the playbook is a wonderful document, and it really is a roadmap to moving this community forward with high-speed fiber. But now we have to make it happen, and a new group called Kansas City Digital Drive is now in place to take that playbook in cooperation with all the people in this room and people outside this room to really make high-speed fiber the asset it can be to all the people in this community. And it's not now just KCK and KC, Missouri. It's spreading into the other areas in the metropolitan area. So we're looking forward to it. We laughed a lot about that Google could not have picked, or our two mayors could not have picked two guys with less technology background than Mike and me. We could barely turn our cell phones on. I think Mike's getting better at that now. I'm still working on that. But it really has been a pleasure, and I too want to thank everybody for the award, and thank you, David, for the award. Thank you.
Aaron.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. I do. There are a few people here from the Mayor's Bi-State Innovation Team, and Aaron Deacon, who is now the head of the Kansas City Digital Drive. If you're here, would you just stand? I know Aaron's here. Would you just stand up and be recognized? Aaron? I know some other members of the Bi-State Innovation Team. I know Jason was here. Thank you for all your work. Thank you again.
Good morning, or afternoon, I'm sorry. I'm Kurt Skoog, and I am a council member from Overland Park and secretary of the MARC Board of Directors. It is my true privilege today to present the Regional Leadership Award to Martha Gershon, Executive Director of CASA of Jackson County, Missouri, and Lois Rice, Executive Director of CASA of Johnson and Wyandotte Counties in Kansas. One of the most important missions we have as a community is to care for and nurture our children. CASA volunteers do that every day and in very difficult circumstances. They speak on behalf of abused and neglected children, always looking out for the best interests of the child. The two CASA organizations we're honoring today are able to serve even more children by collaborating across state lines. Even though they work in separate court systems, they have found innovative ways to share resources and expand their services. Martha, Lois, we thank you and all of your volunteers for helping the children of the greater Kansas City region.
I'd like to thank the MARC board and the organization for their recognition and the opportunity to be here today and partnership and recognize our partnership with Jackson County CASA. For those of you who may not be as familiar about what CASA does, we every day almost in the news, it seems like we hear the stories of the children in our community who aren't taken care of. The children who have broken bones, who have severe head injuries, who are locked in closets, and children who have never seen a doctor. Their medical needs have not been addressed whatsoever. These children and hundreds of other children in similar situations are the types of kids who come to us every day, and who our staff and our volunteers work very, very hard to make sure that these kids, just like all of our kids, have an opportunity to grow and to thrive into well children who have the best opportunities in the community. I would say that this partnership really started several years ago, in 2009, when our respective boards, key members of our board, spent many Saturday afternoons together looking at how we, as two rather small nonprofit organizations in the greater Kansas City community, might be able to partner, might be able to work together more effectively. We really had, over the past 30 years, worked quite independently because of that state line issue and the court issue. But our board members had the vision that we could be better by looking at ways of partnering through fundraising, marketing, public relations. And it was my honor then to partner with Martha to carry out that vision and to implement that in ways that would benefit both of our organizations. So I really would like to take an opportunity. We have representatives of our staff and our board here today. If you would all please stand. Johnson, Jackson, and Wyandotte County people, please stand. Those are the team that stand alongside Martha and I today, along with our hundreds of CASA volunteers who work directly with the children to make this happen. And a key player in all of this is our financial partner who has joined us. The Hall Family Foundation, through their leadership, is supporting our efforts to recruit and train more CASA volunteers. And Sally Groves is here today, so thank you so much, Sally, for your partnership in that regard as well. In 2012, we were able to serve with 460 volunteers. Our organizations together were able to serve 1,350 children. Now that's an 11% increase over the year before. However, that's only 30% of the kids who are in the court system who could benefit from having a CASA volunteer. So we know that we have made some progress, but we have much work to do.
Thank you all so much for honoring our organizations today. I think it says a lot about a city and a community and a region, the way it looks at its weakest, most vulnerable members. And there is no one in our community more vulnerable than an abused or a neglected child. We work every day with children whose parents and caregivers have been unable to keep them safe or who have violently harmed them. It is hard, desperate, terrible work. And our staffs and our volunteers work on the front lines every single day with those cases. It's so hard to do that it takes a partnership, I think, to do it well. And we are very honored that our two agencies could come together to be more efficient, to share expertise, to share resources, and to reach out to our community for the help that we need. It takes time, and it takes volunteers, and it takes money. And I'll give you all our website, casakc.org. It's a bi-state website that serves both our agencies. If you have a heart for kids and you have an hour to spare or $10 to spare, come to our website and see how you can really make a difference. You'd be amazed what you can do. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Schultz. I'm City Council member and the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Independence, Missouri, and I'm the immediate past chair of the MARC Board of Directors. Please join me in congratulating Eric Rogers, Executive Director of Bike Walk KC, for his leadership in making our region more bicycle and pedestrian friendly. Eric is not only passionate about bicycling, but he also has a clear understanding of how government policies and budgets impact our transportation choices. His leadership and advocacy have helped many local communities expand their trail systems and their bike lanes, and also helped bring bike sharing into Kansas City. Eric and Bike Walk KC work to make bicycling and walking safer and easier, but they never forget that riding a bike can be fun. Thank you, Eric, for your leadership.
Thank you, Councilman Schultz. Thank you to all of the MARC board members and staff. Really appreciate the hard work that MARC is doing to really help the region plan and implement all of these improvements. We really think that walking and bicycling are the simple solutions to a lot of the problems that MARC deals with and all of the folks in this room deal with. I would also like to thank all of our members and volunteers. We are a membership organization, and we rely on the hard work of a lot of folks, members, volunteers, our board, our staff. So thank you guys for all of the hard work that is going into all these great things that we're hearing about today. Thank you to my wife, Michelle, who has an incredible amount of patience for being a bike widow, as we sometimes call it. So a couple quick questions for the audience. First of all, show of hands, who rode a bike here today to this event? Okay, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Okay, who walked here today? Raise your hands. Good job. Okay, who walked here from your car? Raise your hands. Okay, who rode the bus here today? Keep your hands up. Okay, at some point all of us are pedestrians, and so at some point all of us are affected by these issues. And so I just want to thank everybody for all of the hard work that everybody's putting in. Also want to be sure to thank our elected officials and the staffs of public agencies and local governments for hearing the demand from the public and stepping up and planning and investing in new facilities and policies and enforcement. And just finally put in a pitch to become a member of Bike Walk KC, try the Kansas City B-Cycle system, and give it a try. Go on a bike ride or a walk this weekend. This is really all about making our whole region a better place to live and work, a greener, safer, healthier, more competitive region. Thank you.